Hello, welcome. Welcome back, Tara from TSW Life Coaching. We are here with I'm here with my coffee. Tara probably has her water. Um, we're here today. We missed doing it the last 2 weeks because I have been so sick. So we've been just kind of taking a little bit of a hiatus from that, but we're back. Um, so welcome back to those that are here. Tara is a soul coach. She pulls in her intuition, her empathic side. She also pulls in essences, all of the things in our body that is telling us what we need to know about our path and who we are and listening and all of the things. I am Sue. I am a certified soul coaching practitioner. I do soul coaching through listening to your soul, just a different way through, mostly through soul journeys and intuition. Um, and I do card readings and helping people on their journey. Yeah, so welcome, Tara.
Hello.
We are talking today about being an empath, how to pick up other people's energy, how we do it. So if it fits for you, take it. If not, leave it. Everyone has their own abilities in tapping into what we know, other people, situations, all of it. So yeah.
I think especially with empaths too, um, it's a title or it's a label, but I think it is so, I don't think there's one empath that's the same as another. There are different types of empaths, and I think we have, we don't fit in boxes very well. Let's say that. And so, even though, you may have a friend who's an empath, maybe they feel things differently or sense things differently than you do. And I think a lot of people, because empaths are really drawn to me, a lot of people are looking for that check the boxes. Yes, no, I'm an empath. I do this, I do that. But it's so broad and so different, individualized.
Yeah. And I feel every single person that is here on earth has is an empath. It's just if they're listening to the messages, if they're tapping in, if they're really listening to their body. I just feel that we all have it, but it's whether and what degree we use it.
I agree. I think we all have the capacity.
Yes.
Um, I think some of us, it is stronger and more, I think it's innate in all of us, but I think it's more, I guess, part of our soul mission. So
Yep.
there's some who are here to really tap into that and really shift energy. But I think we all have the ability to be
Yes.
empathic.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, like you will hear, I love that you said that checkbox. I feel that if you like anyone can check off those boxes at any point, I feel, well, if you're tapped in, I guess. Um, but for me, I am a person, I really feel people's energy. I know, like, it's funny because I will be introduced to someone and I will never remember their name, but I will remember them as a soul. So I'm always tapping in, and it's not that I'm reading people like I'm here to read you. That's not what I do. I just tap into information that is going to help me understand you or understand whether you have a spot in my life, whether you're truthful and honest and all of that.
I am not thinking this morning apparently. Um because there's something I was gonna say about that. I think um I don't know what I was gonna say. It's gone.
It'll come back. But yeah, for me, my body tells me. Sometimes it is an absolute knowing, but as an empath, we feel really deep. I've had people say you should never run stuff through your body, but for me personally, that is my truth meter, my way of knowing what I need to know, and I allow it to pass through, and that's it. I send it to the earth to give it what it needs. But I feel that for me anyway, it is my first and foremost is my body talking to me. And in order for that to happen, we need to get to know our body.
Absolutely. Um, I find that funny because to me, from what I understand on a soul mission level, empaths are here to filter the energy. We filter and give it back to you. So it's supposed to move through us. It's supposed to move through our energy fields back into the earth. So we're supposed to be, I would say, a conduit, not a container.
Yes.
And so we are supposed to allow the energy in, but not to affect us, but just to be that conduit to plug it back into the earth and
Yeah.
allow it back into the earth.
Yeah. Hence the non-attachment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Um, for me, I don't know. I can't explain it.
I
And
know.
that's kind of the thing I think a lot of people struggle with. I just know things. I feel things. I know because I was a social worker for 22 years. I learned very early how to shut that down. And so the more I come back to and the more I heal all those patterns, all those wounds, all the stuff I've taken on for years from other people, the more I heal that, the more it's coming back to me and the more I'm feeling it more. But I do credit it to why I was a good social worker, why I could work with people because I just know. I just know.
Yeah. Yeah. And like for me, when I do soul journeys through my soul coaching, I will intuitively know the answer or my body tells me. Um, and then start asking questions, and then your soul picks it up. So it's really, I use it as a tool. It's part of who I am. And if I can help someone, if I say, "How are you today?" and you say, "Oh, I'm good," but really I'm feeling your sadness, I'm able to go in and say, "Hey, like, are you really okay?" You know? So I use it as a tool to be able to help people, um, not for my own inner needing to know, but it's just a space for me to be able to filter it and do as required, I guess you want to say it that way. I don't know.
Well, and I think that's part of being able to help because it's calling people to their truth.
Yeah.
So that person probably is like, yeah, I'm good. But they're not in touch with, because so many of us are not in touch with our feelings, are not in touch with our truth, are not in touch with our souls. So when they say they're good, they're not lying,
Yeah.
but they have no concept of what it feels like to be, or mm, what's the word? As soon as they start to feel something uncomfortable, they put it away. And that's the belief that they can't deal with it. They can't, I mean, there's a thousand reasons why people do that. Um, and so by being able to feel that and going, yeah, really? I don't think so. You're calling them back to that truth where they have a choice to go, yeah, I am. And you're like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Or it's like, oh, wait a minute, maybe I'm not. Or even to get curious and say, why are you asking me again? Because it's a learning opportunity, which I think part of it is, again, that soul mission is we are here to help people recognize and come back to who they truly are.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like, how do you read people? As in, like, I'm not saying you sit and read people, but if you know someone has an angle to their question and you know that it is from a space of ego, like, do you, I want to know how you just kind of decipher that.
Oh, I get that loud and clear. I can pick out ego really fast.
Yeah.
And it's funny actually. Um it depends on what I'm guided. Sometimes I am guided to question, like give them questions and bring that hopefully to awareness for their growth. And sometimes I'm guided to not. Sometimes it feels like they need that story still. So I'm just like, oh yeah, that totally sucks, rather than diving in. And that's been a really hard skill to learn because ego to me, when I feel it, I feel it instantly. And I'm like, oh, there's your story. But some people aren't ready for those truths yet.
No,
And
no.
and I feel like that's part of my shadow too, is
Yeah.
that I know I could take people down. And I
Yeah.
don't, because I can call them out on their BS and their deepest, darkest wounds, but they're probably sometimes not ready for that.
Yeah. And is it up to us to do that too? Right? Because often, like, I will have someone that hasn't, like, for instance, when I say an angle, here's an example. Someone needs something from me, and all of a sudden, hey, how are you doing? I just wanted to talk. And I'm like, okay, what do you want? Right? Um, for me, when it comes to people being dishonest and like that kind of ego,
Yeah.
I get a knowing before my body tells me. Like I used to feel it like, ugh, like this feels dirty and it feels right, constricted. But now I just get a knowing because I don't like that. And I've trained my body to just tell me now. And I just know, and I will divert the question sometimes because I'm like, I don't need you to use me. Sometimes it is putting up a boundary. So yeah, I was just curious on how you filtered that through. So, yeah.
It is. And I think that was actually my question that we were going to
Oh,
say earlier. We were talking about what to talk about. And I feel like that was the question.
cool.
Um, what do you do when you come up against an ego? And do you play the ego game or do you not? And yeah, I'm pretty sure that was my question. So
Neat.
knew it would come up.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and I've really had to learn because, like I said, I the thing that comes, the vision that comes to me, it feels like nails on a chalkboard when I'm up, when I can sense someone's in their ego. Um, and ego's not bad, but what I've learned through my journey is it's the wounded part of them. And
Yeah.
sometimes that wound isn't ready to be revealed. And sometimes they need to sit in that. And so sometimes I will play with the ego. And sometimes I
Mhm.
will challenge it. Like sometimes I will just soothe it and be like, oh yeah, that's too bad, or
Yeah.
that totally sucks, or whatever needs to
Yeah.
be said.
The empathy. Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes I will, huh, well, what do you think about this? Or like like the words will just come to
Yeah.
me, whatever the question in that is, that kind of like pokes at it and goes, you're ready to come. You're ready to be
Yeah.
released. So,
Yeah.
or be brought to the light, I guess.
Yep. 100%. And that's where sometimes we do need those boundaries, right? But yeah, I don't um necessarily call people out when they completely lie to me. Um, but I do know that I will do and say things, whether it's a boundary or whatever, that is going to protect me because I am not going to fall into your leering of me into something, or, you speaking not truth, or I know where I need to, where that line is, where I'm going to make sure that I am not being part of the disaster that's happening. Um, right? Because sometimes it is a disaster. But yeah, I have learned that I know where I need to speak, when not to, when to, like, right? Because sometimes, like you said, that ego they need to sit in it and be in what they're doing and being caught in their own lies, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. And sometimes I think um, it's hard because the lie is maybe not a lie to them. So
Mhm.
they're not, sometimes I think that they so desperately are entangled with that is their truth. And they're not, and that's maybe the times that we feel like it's not a matter of pushing or it's
Yep.
not a matter of revealing because that is their truth right now.
Yep.
And so that's where they need to be.
Yeah.
And it's been, like I said, really hard for me because I have always, when I look back now and understand it now in a more conscious way, but I have always been able to, oh, there's your wound. Oh, there's abandonment.
Yeah.
Oh, there's shame. Oh, there's your guilt wound,
Yep.
and
For
things
sure.
like that. And if I see it and I know that they can grow and learn, I really had to learn that as an empath, going, this is not, and I mean, you really helped me with this. This is not my path. This is not for me to decide that
Yep.
this wound needs to be poked right now. They're not ready. And I mean, and sometimes, like, especially in healings and stuff, especially when they come to me, because that is a permission for me to tap into that. And so I will call people on it because
Yep.
that's what's coming up.
100%. Yeah.
But with other people, like family, friends, just people that I run into, um, yeah, sometimes I'm just called to not. And it's like, okay. And so I've learned because what I found for me is that when I'm faced with ego, my ego goes into that I want to be right. And so then it's like an ego battle. And then it's like, no, I'm not playing that because
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like when mine comes flaring up like that.
Yeah.
That
And we want
doesn't
to
feel
fix.
right to me.
Yeah. And as an empath, we want to fix, right?
100%.
On the other side of the coin, um, like when I see someone and feel their energy, who they are, like to the core, I have seen a lot of wounded people and I can see their soul. And I just love to help them because I feel who they really are. And I love to help them come out of that space of hurt and pain and all of that, and for them to see the beautiful person they are. It's like when you walk into a room and you know who's got you know, the joy, the love, people just kind of can gravitate to them. And I just love knowing when people are just their intentions are pure, and it's just it just makes me feel good too, right? It's no different than someone drawn to certain people in a room, right? It's it's part of who we are in knowing who people are too, right? Reading
Yeah,
that energy.
absolutely. And that's that compassionate space that you talk about is that seeing who they are underneath the wound, underneath the um stories, underneath the ego, underneath all of that, the conditioning. And it's being able to see that. And that's what I think brings us to oneness. And I think it's part of that wholeness because if you can see everyone as the soul that they are, then how can you be mad at them? Like if you
Yep.
can see that wound, if you can see that and you're like, I know you're hurting and you're lashing out because you're hurting. Again, not saying that you should take abuse or anything, but if you can see that and understand that, or even just see parts of themselves that are struggling, then that brings us back to that oneness again.
Yeah.
I don't think I explained that very well, but you know what I mean.
No, I completely get, yeah, I get it. So the viewers will get it.
They'll get it.
Um, One thing that I notice in many people with the story, right? They become hard like a statue. Like when Spirit will show me like a statue, and it's just like inside that statue is that glimmer of light, is that beautiful, beautiful spark within a person, this space of purity, love. But unfortunately, life has done some people so hard that they have locked it up, chained it up, become this hard statue that isn't, no one's getting in. I just love when I don't love that the people have had to go through what they've gone through, but when I sit with people and I go, okay, this person is like really, hard, and they need to see their own beauty And I just love that feeling that I get within myself, knowing that this person is warm and loving and kind underneath that surface.
Yeah,
I just love when my body can tell me that. It's so cool.
it is. It's such an amazing feeling. Um, when you can see past the stories, when you can see past that, those wounds, that
Yeah,
they've armored up, that they
yeah,
are not who they're presenting to be. And you can look past that and see the truth of who they are.
yeah, yeah. And on the other side of it, they have to be in also a space where they want to start chipping away at that, um, to find that beauty again.
It is. And that's where, like I said, when I started out, I was like, well, I'm going to rip their ego apart because that's what I was doing to myself, really. And it's not until I really started doing a lot of work with my ego. And it's going to sound crazy, but whatever. Join the crazy train. Woo, woo. Um, my ego to me presented as a wounded dog. And he wears a t-shirt. I don't know why he wears a t-shirt, but he does. But a wounded dog that's been beaten and battered and is huddling in the corner. And then I thought, why am I to myself? Why am I trying to make this wounded dog who's scared? I'm gonna cry now. Um, do things. Why am I, why am I mad at him? Why am I yelling at him? Why am I continuing to abuse him? And it's a him apparently. To make myself grow or to make myself whatever. And that's why I really had the turnaround. Um, because I, as someone who loves animals, I would never scream at a dog that's scared. I would never, beat them or drag them out into the light. It would be a soft, gentle, okay, I'll come sit beside you. And yeah,
Build up
you
the
maybe won't let
trust.
me sit close to you, but I'll sit over here. And that's how I really kind of shifted that in myself, which made it a little bit easier to take with other people. Because, of course, when I was in that stage with myself, I was like, there's your ego. I'm going to rip it out. And it was like, no, that's not helpful. And that's why I feel like more and more I don't get into the ego battles anymore. I'm
Yeah,
like, okay, that's where you need to be. That's where you need to be. And I may be guided to plant some seeds, but I let it be. I don't try and force the seeds down the throat.
yeah. Well, 100%. And you build that trust for the dog to trust you, hence your soul, for you to trust yourself and knowing what you know and knowing that you're loyal, knowing you're safe, um, and you're a super dog.
And thank you. And that's why I was just, this came to me, and I don't know where it came from, but I think our ego, our conditioned, wounded ego, is directly reflected physically in our nervous system.
Oh, 100%.
And so I think if we're looking at how much work we've done to help or develop the ego, upgrade the ego, it is directly reflected in our how our nervous system is handling life.
100%. And that's why it kind of becomes who we are. It can, right? Our ego becomes, because it's in our, well, it's not really in our DNA. It's been imprinted in us as we grow
Mhm.
older. Um, yeah. Some of us have more DNA imprinting because we're older. Oh, I just, sorry.
What?
Oh gosh, that's funny. But yeah, I just feel like as an empath, I feel like it is for me, it is my gateway, it is my meter, it is my compass, it is all encompassing in my knowing, my feeling, all of it. It is all part of how I navigate my ship.
Absolutely. In as much as because I talk to so many. empaths who are just awakening. Um, they don't like it. But it is truly, truly a gift.
Yeah.
Cry now.
And and
Again.
yeah, and I've written articles for to be published and stuff on being an empath. Like this was quite a few years ago now. Oh my gosh. But it's just like this is how I feel. This is a gift that I have been given by
Mhm.
God. I believe in God. Um, this is a gift that I've been given, and why am I not putting it to use to serve, to
Yeah.
help people, right? And why not allow people the support that they need to become and use their own um, empath abilities to shine their light.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know you teach a lot of classes on an empath. So if you want to know all about being an empath, contact Tara, get on her courses, and she has like she's lived it. She knows it. So she can really help you through it. And I know it is scary. I know a lot of people, I have been at markets and people stop at my table and they're just bawling and they're just like, oh my gosh, I walked into this room and the energy is like, and I go, oh, hold on a second. Let's get grounded. You're an empath. It's an empath, right? So
Yeah.
it's like, and sometimes they don't even know that this, because it doesn't scream on a headline. It's just our body reacting to all of the things.
It's who we are. Yeah. Thank you. And yeah, actually, because the classes just never seem to fly, time wise and all of that. So I'm working on doing a self-study course, which apparently, because this conversation came up today, is maybe what I'm going to do for the rest of the day is finish that
Yep.
or work on it. It's been a work in progress, but it's definitely been, like I said, and I think that drive to be of service drives so many empaths because we know at a soul level that we are here to be of service.
Yeah.
And we just are not given the tools or the insights or whatever to teach us how to do that in a healthy way. So we naturally, at a very young age, are like, oh, I'm supposed to be of service. Okay, with my family, I will soak up all of their stuff and make them all feel good. And then that's where we end up. So many empaths end up so overwhelmed and so hate their gift
Yeah.
because they're trying to serve, but doing it from a very unhealthy
Yeah.
way. Not their fault.
That's right. And here's a prime example of an empath, a child. You think about birthday parties for children. You know how people get so worked up and it's either like over the top, crazy energy or crying before you get there, crying during the party's over, you're crying. That is an empath soaking up the energy of everyone in the room before they even get there, before like, the parents, their energy, and it's just how that is, and they don't know how to navigate to allow the energy to be what it needs to be, to tell them things, all of the things. So that is why it's important to know how to work with an empath as well as our own, what it's teaching us.
I think it's important too, um, because like you said, birthday parties, which generally are excitement and everything else, we feel it all. We feel it all intensely. So, um, I always say when I talk to them, like if you look at the chart of sound frequencies, it's like, say, this long on a piece of paper, and there's like thousands of them. If we only are aware of just that little bit in the middle, but as an empath, if you're picking up that full page of things, your brain doesn't know how to assimilate that, doesn't know how to make sense of that. And so it feels all the time like a lot, because it is a lot. And so, and no one takes us aside and goes, hey, by the way, just so you know,
Yeah.
you're going to be like a little antenna for everything. This is what you do with it. We just have to navigate it. And what I realize, or what I've noticed, is it's not until it gets to the point where people are so overwhelmed that they hate it and they've learned to shut it down, that they start to learn what an empath is, and they start to realize, because it's not the easiest to be picking up on all of that and not understanding.
Yeah. Even as an adult and knowing and doing as long as I've been doing this, I struggle sometimes too. I just have to remind myself to also keep grounded in it.
Mhm.
Um, Apparently into the sun.
Yes.
Yes. Sorry, I had to just put that dig in. Tara did a healing session with me, and that was one of the things that came up. Anyway, um, I will notice when I'm going to something with a lot of people leading up to the week before, I am realizing that I am picking up on everyone's stuff, and I have to remind myself this isn't mine. I am going to an event. Breathe. So yeah.
Yeah, and you pick up things um prior, like you pick up things before. I I don't know how I did this, but I believe it's probably my social work. I don't until I'm sitting with, like, in that situation. I again, like we talked about, everyone's different. So,
Yeah.
but I do believe that's part of my social work training, because that has just taught me to be like in that moment. And so it's this client is who I was with, so that's what I did.
Yeah.
And yeah, but that's because I also have people come to my table who like to, oh, what do you feel about me? I'm like, I don't know. I don't tap in until you sit with
Yeah.
me, because I
That's the way
do
I
not.
am too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's yeah. So
For me, I do have to turn that off, and it only comes to me for my own, like my own awareness, I guess. Also, I will pick up on stuff and it won't go away, and I'll just say, you know what? I will tell my guides, take this away. I'm not holding on to it. If it needs to come out, or if I need to help someone, bring it back when they're in front of me, because I will pick up a lot of stuff.
yeah,
Just the other day, I don't always know what it is or who it's for. I just said to my husband, I said, there's something that's like got some not good energy. Something's going to happen with someone that we know, and, just things like that. And I just feel it.
yeah,
And I don't always pinpoint it, but then I said, like, I can't hold on to it. It's too hard for my body. Bring it back when it's time, and I'll get the awareness. And I
yeah.
use that as a tool. It's just, yeah.
And that's it, we're coming right back full circle.
Yeah,
That's the thing, is we all need to learn to navigate our gift, because our gifts are not the same. It's
100%.
not ABC. This is what you do, ABC, which
Yeah,
is why I've struggled with, like, writing the self-study course rather than doing it in person, because it's like, okay, how do I generalize something that's not general? But our minds are so conditioned to look for, oh, I'm this, so this is what it is. Like a job description almost.
yeah,
This is like a 50-page job description, because it's got so many and if and or and da da
yeah,
da da, that it's like it's not a black and white kind of,
yeah,
this means you're an empath, this means you're not. This is what you do, this is what you don't do.
yeah,
There's trends, or there's common themes, but even within that, it's
yeah,
just like so individual.
yeah. It's just, yeah, that's with anything with our whole body. It's like just because it resonates with you does not mean it's going to resonate with another person. Some people like to write. Some people do not write. They sit and meditate. Some people like to walk and meditate. So there's no right or wrong. There's absolutely no right or wrong. We're each our own individual. Can you imagine if we all had the same gifts the same way? Life would be too boring.
Absolutely.
So I think that's it for today. It's been over a half an hour. So um, I thank each and every one of you for being here. Please do share. All of Tara's information will be in the description below, all of her links and everything. If you are wanting to get a hold of her or myself, everything will be there. Check out her, contact her if you want to learn more about how to use your gift as an empath and strengthen those abilities, because Um, I'm sure you could even do it just by appointment conversation wise too, and then it's that one. I like the one-on-one. I like having my guideline, but then I find that people learn so much more by just that conversation and talking and yeah. Anyway, off topic. Thank you for being here, and I appreciate you as always. Thank you, Tara.
And I want to say that if you want to see two very empathic, intuitive, go our teamwork and our ability to work together and how it has worked for us to truly be the gifts that it is, so that we can be the gifts to others. Join us on our Soul Essence Revival on Wednesdays. Um, the more we do, the more in tune we get. I think at some point we're going to stop talking
Yeah,
between us.
100%. It's like, yeah, yeah, that's another topic. The telepathy part between us. Yes, I will put that link in the description as well.
Okay.
Have a great day, everyone. Much love.
You have a great day.